how do professors actually check whether you use ChatGPT? I'm going to give you the straight answer with this right up front. We can't, but then I'm going to give you some deeper, richer answers, and hopefully you'll follow along in terms of thinking about what I want to convince you to do. I use ChatGPT every day. I'm a professor, and it's a miraculous tool that's very cool. But the problem is, if you do it you use it in a very short way, you simply ask it what the question that somebody is going to ask of you, right? The direct question, and you ask something, it's going to be very generic, and that is easy to actually check, and that's easy to sort of look at. Now, can all of those sort of plagiarism checkers and things like that actually catch this stuff? Yeah, the jury for the most part is suggesting at this point we can't sort of use those tools because it doesn't do a good enough job. And if there is a poor English speaker or a poor English writer, that English is not the first language, then it suggests, sometimes those things suggest that it's written by it's written by ChatGPT, and it's just somebody that's just a poor English writer. Now, here's the issue that I want you to think about, and it's the deeper issue. None of these assignments, none of this stuff actually really matters, right? Like, all of those things are sort of pointless exercises that we get you to do. And I remember when my kids came home when they were in kindergarten, they'd have all of these assignments that they were doing, all this waste, and I'd have to throw all of these assignments out after they would do these things. Some of these things were cute, so we kept them, but most of them we had to throw out because it was just trash, and there were pointless things to actually do. So what I want you to think about is that many of these exercises, yes, they're absolutely pointless. That is the point, is that they are training you to become a sharper, better human being, so that when you actually have to go do something that matters in the real world, you're not necessarily going to, it's not going to sort of harm you as much. That is essentially what we are doing. I want you to think about all of the training that goes on, and I realize that some of the sort of assignments and classes are less relevant than you think that they actually are, but or that you believe that they actually are. But I want you to sort of really think about this as training, so that when you get out and you do good things in this world, that you'll know how to broach and tackle problems. What you will see as you grow older and develop, and I know that sounds like an old person saying these things, but what's going to happen is that these things are going to be more and more important to you in terms of how you think about things and communicate and channel many of the things that you're doing, and it'll become more and more successful. It'll allow you to become more and more successful. So, education, there's very little direct benefit instantaneously. There never is. It never was the point to have a direct benefit from it. But the benefit comes in a very long, long term, and it unfolds, and you can't see any of that benefit. We can't measure that. I spend a great deal of time on how to measure success and how to measure learning, and we can't see those things. We can't see how the action that you're performing actually provides an outcome that you are thinking about. But we do know over a very long period of time that it unfolds and allows you to do well in the long run. So I want you to think about that, not necessarily about the exercise that you're doing, is that it is a way to communicate and to do things in the real world. And so if you're going to use ChatGPT, use it to stretch the boundaries of what you are going to do. You can't necessarily check those things, but you can use ChatGPT to do some really miraculous, amazing things that we couldn't possibly do. And I encourage you to do that so that you can do better and realize that you're almost superhuman when you use these tools. It's like using your cell phone. You're superhuman when you use a cell phone compared to what you are doing by yourself. And I encourage you to do those things. Be honest and upfront That's all we can do often, is just be honest. I know if you want to sort of hide these things and not want to do those things, but I want you to really think about those, is how you actually become ultra successful in life. Like, I want you to become ultra successful, like millions and millions of dollars, and or whatever you sort of measure success from, is you be honest, open, and you build trust with other people, and then you sort of build these skill sets over time. It's a long run game that you're not going to see any particular benefit right now, but you're going to see it unfold after decades. That's how we do it. That's what success actually, that's how it unfolds, is doing this for decades and decades and decades until you actually get something that works for you. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.